1. Novak Djokovic advances to Wimbledon Quarterfinals, key moments and strategies. 2. Novak Djokovic breaks Federer curse to reach Wimbledon 2025 quarterfinals. 3. Novak Djokovic's epic comeback, from poor start to Wimbledon quarterfinals. 4. Novak Djokovic breaks the curse, Wimbledon 2025 highlights and Federer's presence. 5. Djokovic's Wimbledon triumph, quarterfinals drama with De Minaur. 1. Novak Djokovic advances to Wimbledon quarterfinals, key moments and strategies. Novak Djokovic, the tennis legend, faced a tough challenge but managed to secure his place in the Wimbledon quarterfinals, ESPN. ESPN News Services. July 7, 2025, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Novak Djokovic, https://www.espn.com/sports/tennis/players/profile?? Player ID =296, the 7-time Wimbledon champion, had an unusually shaky start but managed to avoid an early exit from the tournament. He defeated 11th-seeded Alex De Minaur, https://www.espn.com/sports/tennis/players/profile?? Player ID =2651, in a thrilling 1-6, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 victory in the 4th round on Monday. Djokovic, who has won 24 Grand Slam titles, advanced to his 63rd major quarterfinal. However, the 38-year-old tennis star faced a lot of difficulties at the beginning of the match. "A lot of challenging moments for me," Djokovic said after the match, later calling it a big relief not to get pushed to a 5th set. Djokovic, who had 41 holes in 42 service games in the tournament, was broken in 5 of his first 7 against De Minaur. The 26-year-old Australian was supposed to face the Serb in last year's quarterfinals at Wimbledon but withdrew with an injured hip. Djokovic made 16 unforced errors in the first set alone, which he lost in 31 minutes. Before Monday, Djokovic had never won fewer than 2 games in an opening set at Wimbledon. "I can't remember when I've seen him play a worse set than this," John McEnroe, who won Wimbledon 3 times in the 1980s, said on the BBC telecast. "I mean, it's literally been years." But Djokovic turned things around in the middle sets, saying afterward that he considered the end of the second a momentum shift. He really surged at the end after trailing 4-1 in the 4th. He saved a breakpoint to avoid going down 5-1, taking the last 5 games and 14 of the final 15 points. "Lifted his level," De Minaur said, "big time." Djokovic was clearly discombobulated early, as he rushed between points and reacted to flop shots by rolling his eyes or putting his arms wide as if seeking explanations from someone, anyone. "I didn't have many solutions, to be honest," Djokovic said, "but I just reset myself in the second." At changeovers, he placed an ice-filled towel usually wrapped around necks by players in steamy conditions on his stomach, which he complained about during his first-round victory last week. But afterward, Djokovic dismissed the significance of that. "Lot of cat and mouse play, a lot of slices," he said of what it's like playing De Minaur. "It's extremely difficult to play someone like him if you're not feeling the ball very well." It was Djokovic's 101st career match win at Wimbledon, tying his most, 101 at French Open, at any one major. That's also tied for the 4th most match wins by any man at one major in the Open era. "I mean," De Minaur summed up, "he's been pretty good in big moments for a very long time." Based on age on the final day of the tournament, Djokovic is the 3rd oldest man in the Open era to reach the quarterfinals at Wimbledon, after Roger Federer, https://www.espn.com/sports/tennis/players/profile?? Player ID =425, in 2021 and Ken Rosewall in 1974. Federer, an 8-time champion at the All England Club, was sitting in the royal box to watch Djokovic's match. https://www.espn.com/tennis/story/ID/456881044/Federer-back-Wimbledon-royal-box-Djokovic-match on center court. It's probably the first time he's watched me and I won the match. The last couple I lost, Djokovic said. So, good to break the curse. https://x.com/djokonool/status/1942327502841733553. Djokovic has now won 43 of his past 45 matches at Wimbledon, and not since 2017 has he failed to reach the final. The two losses were against reigning champion Carlos Alcaraz, https://www.espn.com/sports/tennis/players/profile?player ID=3782, in the past two championship matches. His bid for an 8th Wimbledon title and 25th Grand Slam singles trophy overall will continue against number 22 Flavio Cobolli. https://www.espn.com/sports/tennis/players/profile?player ID=7602, of Italy. Cobolli reached his first major quarterfinal with a 6-4, 6-4, 6-7, 4, 7-6, 3 victory over 2014 US Open champion and two-time major runner-up. https://www.espn.com/tennis/story/ID/4569000/Marin-Cilic-questions-early-start-losing-40h-round-Wimbledon-20225, Marin Cilic. https://www.espn.com/sports/tennis/players/profile?player ID=464. Cobolli's season got off to a rocky start, as he lost 7 consecutive tour-level matches beginning with his final match at the United Cup through the Miami Open. But he has been on a roll since, winning 20 of his past 27 tour-level matches that included 2 ATP titles at Bucharest and Hamburg during the European clay court swing. ESPN Research, the Associated Press and Reuters contributed to this report. 2. Novak Djokovic breaks Federer curse to reach Wimbledon 2025 quarterfinals. Shocking turn at center court, Novak Djokovic finally banishes the so-called Federer curse after an epic 4-set battle at Wimbledon. But here's where it gets controversial. Did this win underscore Djokovic's unshakable dominance or spotlight the struggle of younger players to take the torch? Novak Djokovic dug deep under a sweltering center court sun on that quintessential Wimbledon afternoon, pulling off a remarkable comeback to beat Australian 11th seed Alex De Minaur 1-6, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. With 8-time champion Roger Federer looking on from the royal box, the 38-year-old Serb dropped a ragged opening set, hit by unforced errors and double faults. Down 4-1 in the fourth, many expected fatigue to set in, but Djokovic unleashed a 5-game sprint that left De Minaur reeling. And this is the part most people miss: Djokovic's mental toughness shone brightest when it mattered. Imagine serving at 40-40, heart-pounding, knowing your very next shot could swing the match. Djokovic delivered under pressure, then celebrated by cupping his ear toward the crowd, as if saying, "I heard you when you doubted me." Venue and coverage details. Dates: June 30th to July 13th, 2025. Location: the hallowed grass courts of the All England Club, London. Broadcast: live on BBC TV, radio, iPlayer, Red Button, connected TV platforms, and the BBC Sport mobile app. How did it unfold? 1. Chaotic start. Djokovic's first set serve faltered with 3 breaks against him. In tennis, a break means losing your service game, akin to handing the other player an unexpected lead. De Minaur seized the moment, racing to a 6-1 win in just 30 minutes. 2. The turning point, Djokovic clawed back in sets 2 and 3, each decided by a single break of serve. His precision drop shots and fearless returns began to dismantle De Minaur's rhythm. 3. Final push, facing yet another break point at 1-5 in set 4, Djokovic refused to wilt. He polished off 5 consecutive games, sealing victory after 3 hours and 18 minutes of relentless tennis. Why it matters? Djokovic has now advanced to his 16th Wimbledon quarterfinal, closing in on Federer's record of 18. Does this cement his claim as the greatest grass court player ever? He's chasing an astonishing 25th Grand Slam crown, another standalone record. Few doubt he can achieve it, but here's the rub: some critics argue his prolonged reign is blocking the emergence of fresh talent. Up next, Djokovic will face Italian 22nd seed Flavio Cobolli for a spot in the semi-finals, where world number 1 Jannik Sinner could await. Cobolli, known for his crafty backhand and court savvy, will test Djokovic's adaptability, especially if the grass begins to grip slower as the day wears on. Controversial point: is Djokovic's era of dominance overshadowing the rise of the next generation? Some fans suggest it's stifling the sport's evolution, while others believe it's simply greatness at work. What do you think? Questions for you. Do you agree that Djokovic has finally conquered the Federer centerpiece moment, or is this tale overhyped? Will any young contender break through before Djokovic rewrites the record books? Is it time to celebrate enduring excellence or demand fresh challenges? Share your thoughts below. Agree, disagree, or spark a fresh debate. Your voice matters in this Grand Slam conversation. Tennis first place medal. 3. Novak Djokovic's epic comeback, from poor start to Wimbledon quarterfinals. Novak Djokovic overcame an uncharacteristically unsteady start to avoid what would have been his earliest exit at Wimbledon since 2016, coming through for a 1-6, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 victory over 11th-seeded Alex De Minaur in the 4th round Monday. With Roger Federer, an 8-time Wimbledon winner, sitting in the front row of the royal box, so little went right at the outset for the 38-year-old Djokovic on the grass below during a breezy afternoon with the temperature in the 60s Fahrenheit, teens Celsius, a week after matches were contested in record-breaking heat. But Djokovic turned things around enough to grab the middle 2 sets and then really took control after trailing 4-1 in the 4th. He won the last 5 games and 14 of the final 15 points. His bid for an 8th Wimbledon title and 25th Grand Slam singles trophy overall will continue against number 22 Flavio Cobolli of Italy. Cobolli reached his first major quarterfinal with a 6-4, 6-4, 6-7, 4, 7-6, 3 victory over 2014 US Open champion and 2-time major runner-up Marin Cilic. Djokovic will be appearing in his 63rd Slam quarterfinal. Against De Minaur, he made mistake after mistake, double faulting 4 times in the first set alone. By match's end, he had faced a hard-to-believe 19 breakpoints. After entering with 41 holes in 42 service games in the tournament, Djokovic was broken in 5 of his first 7 against De Minaur, a 26-year-old Australian who was supposed to face the Serb in last year's quarterfinals at Wimbledon but withdrew with an injured hip. Despite producing merely 4 clean winners of his own in the opening set, De Minaur accumulated nearly twice as many points as Djokovic, 27-14. That's because Djokovic contributed a whopping 16 unforced errors. I can't remember when I've seen him play a worse set than this, John McEnroe, who won Wimbledon 3 times in the 1980s, said on the BBC telecast. It's literally been years. 4. Novak Djokovic breaks the curse, Wimbledon 2025 highlights and Federer's presence. Novak Djokovic shatters the Federer curse in dramatic Wimbledon victory, with the legend himself watching ATP Tour tennis. Wimbledon 2025, Djokovic inches closer to Federer's historic record. July 7, 2025. Photo credit, Julian Finney/Adrian Dennis/Getty Images. In a match that felt like a passing of the torch, Novak Djokovic secured his 101st Wimbledon singles victory on Monday, edging closer to Roger Federer's all-time record of 105 wins at the prestigious grass court tournament. But here's where it gets interesting. Federer, the man whose legacy Djokovic is chasing, was courtside to witness the Serbian's hard-fought 1-6, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 comeback against Australia's Alex De Minaur. And this is the part most people miss. Djokovic joked about finally breaking the so-called curse of losing whenever Federer watched him play. "This might be the first time he's seen me win live," Djokovic quipped in his post-match interview. "The last few times he showed up, I ended up on the losing side. So, consider the curse officially broken." With this win, Djokovic advanced to his 16th Wimbledon quarterfinal, keeping his dream alive of tying Federer's record 8 men's singles titles at the All England club. The emotional weight of the moment wasn't lost on him. "Having Roger here means everything," Djokovic admitted. "He's a giant of the game, someone I've looked up to for years. To share this stage with him, especially at Wimbledon, where he's had so much success, is incredibly special." But let's not sugarcoat it, De Minaur made Djokovic work for it. The Aussie stormed through the first set and even held a commanding 4-1 lead in the fourth, with a breakpoint that could have sealed a 5-1 advantage. It was a brutal match. 5. Djokovic's Wimbledon triumph, quarterfinals drama with De Minaur. Novak Djokovic proves why he's unstoppable, even on his worst day at Wimbledon. Novak Djokovic just did what Novak Djokovic does, he won. Again. The Serbian legend secured his 101st victory at Wimbledon, cruising into his 8th straight quarterfinal. But here's the twist, this wasn't the usual Djokovic masterclass. In fact, it was anything but. For a brief, thrilling moment, the center court crowd dared to dream as the 7-time champion stumbled through his worst opening set at SW19, giving his opponent, Alex De Minaur, a glimmer of hope. Spoiler alert, it didn't last. Djokovic, the ageless wonder at 38, was broken 3 times in the first set by the 11th-seeded Australian, who's a full 12 years younger. The Serb's game was uncharacteristically messy, his timing off, his shots lacking their usual precision. For a fleeting moment, it seemed like a player like De Minaur, a skilled, well-rounded challenger, might actually have a shot at more than just a moral victory. But let's be real, this is Djokovic we're talking about. The man doesn't lose, he just occasionally lets his opponents think they can win. And this is the part most people miss, Djokovic's ability to flip a switch. After that shaky start, he recalibrated like a machine. The errors vanished. His serve, initially unreliable, became a weapon of mass destruction, especially in the third set. By the fourth, even after falling behind 3-0, Djokovic dug in, gritted his teeth, and willed his way back until De Minaur finally cracked. Next up, Italy's Flavio Cobolli, the number 22 seed. Good luck with that. Djokovic later admitted the first set was a struggle, blaming the tricky wind inside center court. "I wasn't feeling good, couldn't find the right timing," he said. De Minaur capitalized on it, he exposed my weaknesses, mixed up his game, and returned brilliantly. On a windy day like this, he's one of the toughest opponents you could face. High praise, but also a subtle reminder, even when Djokovic compliments you, he's usually about to dismantle you. Here's where it gets controversial, was Djokovic toying with the crowd, and De Minaur? The way he turned the match around felt almost predatory. After that disastrous first set, he unleashed a furious barrage in the second, breaking De Minaur immediately. The Australian fought back valiantly, even leveling the score twice, but Djokovic's killer instinct kicked in. A breathtaking backhand slice sealed another break, and suddenly, the match had that familiar, inevitable vibe. You know the one, oh, Novak's got this now. The third set was a masterclass in pressure. Djokovic's first serve percentage skyrocketed from 48% to 80%, and when it mattered most, he delivered a jaw-dropping sliding volley to steal a crucial break. De Minaur, to his credit, didn't fold, he even snatched an early break in the fourth set. But Djokovic, like a shark smelling blood, methodically tightened the screws. Point by point, game by game, he reeled De Minaur back in until the match was his. So, what's next? Djokovic isn't just here to make up the numbers. I think I have a chance, no doubt about it, he declared. I've been playing great tennis this year. I feel confident, motivated to go all the way. Bold words, but who's betting against him? After all, even on his worst day, he's still the best. Now, over to you. Was Djokovic's slow start a genuine struggle, or just mind games? And can anyone stop him this year? Drop your thoughts below, let's get controversial.